right, guys. So today we're here to talk to you about CSUs, the CSU application. That's for California State Universities. So we have myself, Mrs. Parley. We've got Mrs. Kenny and Mr. Chavarine here. So the three of us are Mission Vista counselors. And then we have an awesome representative who will be speaking with you guys towards the end of this session from Cal State San Marcos. So we're lucky to have her here with us. So if you guys have questions throughout the session, feel free to throw them in the chat and we will answer those as we go through. So just to get started, we have a presentation here to kind of guide us through. This presentation will be available online for you guys later to view and use the links throughout it if you need to do so. For the first couple slides here, we'll start with the first one, which I can take. It's just about the CSU campuses and virtual tours. So CSU is comprised of 23 different campuses, and they are under the same umbrella of California State Universities. So we have our most northern university would be Humboldt, and our largest and most southern university we have is San Diego State University. So it's a consortium of 23 campuses throughout the state of California. CSU is the largest four-year public university system within the United States. So we're lucky to be in a state that houses that. For CSUs this week, they have virtual tours located on their website that you guys can view through. And we highly encourage you guys to do so that way you can gain access to understanding what their campuses all have to offer. Traditionally, we would be at college fairs and things like this, but due to the current situation, we're having to do it all in the virtual platform.
Yes.
So this week is CSU week. So October 5th through the 9th, which is currently happening right now, CSUs are hosting live in-person college fairs for students and families. We have these posted on the counseling website. You can get a link to this off of the main Mission Vista website, or you can just do a Google search and put in Mission Vista High School counseling. We have a Google site that's available for you. On our front page, we have a calendar that has links to all of the live sessions that they are hosting. If you're not able to make it to a live session, they will have these posted online for you guys to access, but just so you know that it is available for you and it's happening this week. Those live sessions are good things to go to because at college fairs, you would be able to be having interactive conversations with an actual representative. So that way you're kind of getting that boost and you're no longer that electronic application that they're filing through. They can potentially remember a conversation that you've had with them, whether it was through this chat or a different virtual admissions chat that a lot of the other schools have on their websites in addition to these. So without further ado, we'll pass it on to talk about the actual college application.
Yes. So I'll go ahead and take this one. So the application window, it opened last Thursday. Okay. So October 1st, and then it closes December 4th. So typically they end up closing November 30th, but due to it being so close to Thanksgiving and how our year has been and everything like that, they have pushed that date back for CSUs that you can submit your application all the way until December 4th. But with that being said, don't be that person that on December 3rd is like, oh, okay, I'm just going to I wasn't planning to apply, but I guess I'm going to. And then real quick, try to put your application together and send it through, because that's when you're going to have issues with not being able to log in right, something crashing, it not working. So apply early, apply now.
Awesome.
Along with that, so this is, if anybody is logged in, which I'm sure you have, this is what the application looks like. So this front page gives you the login, the username and the password, right, that you need to create in order to use. Save that in a good space, or you can put that in, the worksheets that we gave you last week online, so that way you can keep it in a safe spot. But once you apply to one of the Cal State universities, it goes to all of them. That's what the Cal State Apply is. So it's just one portal. And in that portal, you will choose which of the CSUs you want it to go to. Okay. So there are different sections within it, but the big thing is the do's and the don'ts. If you want to go ahead and click on that, or did you want to add anything else to the portal itself?
Nope, I think that's fine right now. Yep. Here's the do's and don'ts.
So do review the freshman course entry guide. So there is a big long, it is attached here. It's the next document, and it has 52 pages of information that gives you a wealth of knowledge of everything having to do with first time freshman information for the CSUs for applying. Okay. So if you get bored, or if you just have a ton of questions and you're going, am I doing this right? That is your go-to kind of like Bible to look into. Okay. The next is your extended profile. So do complete the extended profile. Make sure you are selecting first time bachelor's degree. Okay. You're not a transfer student. You're a first time. You're just graduating. Okay. If you need help with that, there is a help center that you can get more information. The next is do stop and review your application carefully. Okay. Pretty much each section that you have, you really want to like stop once you see the green go around, which we'll show you in just a moment. You really want to stop at each section and kind of see, did I fill out everything that it asked? Did I answer this correctly? Was the question clear enough that I answered it in the right way? Because sometimes when there's yes or no questions, it's easy to be like, oh no. And then all of a sudden you look again, you're like, oh wait, yes, that should be a yes. Okay. So be mindful to make sure you're reviewing everything that's in your application so that you're sending them everything properly. This is a formal document. This is like a legal document. So they want to make sure that everything in there is correct. When it comes to fee waivers, okay, check to see if you qualify for free and reduced lunch, you probably have where you can get fee waivers. When you have fee waivers, you can apply to 4 different universities for free, okay? And I believe it's 4 CSUs and 4 UCs, okay? So you get a lot of application opportunities. Plus, if we do have the SAT and ACT again, you get fee waivers for that as well. So look into that if you need to. And then dates and deadlines, make sure you're being very vigilant about looking and knowing what's due at what date. And if you're getting emails from the universities, that you're attending to them quickly. Okay, moving on to the don'ts. Don't start your application late, right? Don't wait till the last minute. It opens up October 1st because they want you to get started right away so that if there's any hiccups or any information that takes a little longer than you expect, at least it's done by the December 4th date. Don't leave out your in progress or what you are currently taking or plan to take grades or classes. Okay. So with us being on a 4x4, we have our fall classes and we have our spring classes, right? So your fall classes are your ones that are in progress right now. But when you plan to take, those are your college classes for your spring term. Okay. So you're going to want to enter in those classes and make sure you say plan to take. Okay, so in progress is your fall, plan to take is your spring. Don't fill in the application by memory, okay? As much as you want to, you might be like, oh, I'm just gonna slam through this, like I'll just, whatever, I'll figure it out as I go. If you don't have the documents in front of you, it's gonna take you a heck of a lot longer than if you come prepared with all the documents that you need, you sit down and you just jam it out, okay? This is a big one. Don't create your Cal State Apply account with an email you rarely use or your Vista Unified email. Okay. So if you use your VUSD email and login, yes, you're probably checking it a lot right now because you're having to, but in a year from now or past graduation date, you will not have access to that email account anymore. So we highly recommend that you get yourself your first adulting email. Okay. So have an email that says maybe your first and last name and a number, or your first initial last name and a number. And then that way you can use that for all of your information for your colleges, scholarships, FAFSA, all that. Okay. Dream Act, all of it included. Okay. So be mindful of that. Don't have it be something like Mrs. Parley said earlier, hotchick760@gmail.com, right? Be mindful of what you're putting on there because everybody's going to be seeing this. Okay. And don't enter high school courses that do not meet the A through G requirements. Okay. This is the last bit of it. So the A through G requirements, I know that you have seen it, the posters around and around and around for years. And hopefully if you're in this session right now, or if you're applying to the CSUs or UCs or any four-year university, you know that you've met those requirements. But how can you tell on your transcripts if you've met those requirements? Anybody know? Or if it is an A through G course by looking at your transcripts? Okay.
The P.
Take it by the P. Okay. So if there is a little P next to the course, okay, that basically is saying that that is a course that is college prep. Okay. So that is a college prep course, which is an A through G requirement. You'll notice if you have a transcript in front of you, or if you just have looked before, the PE courses, yes, that is a requirement to get your diploma, but that is not an A through G requirement. That doesn't meet, the math, the science, the English, the history, the language, the art, the college prep, any of those. It's just in its own little category. Those are things that you don't necessarily need to report on your college applications. Okay. So note that. All right. Anything else that you can think of that I missed?
Nope, I think that's it. For your A through G requirements, if you're not looking at your transcripts to find that, it's in CCGI, and there's also a UC A through G portal that you can view all of our classes that are A through G approved. So I think on any of these things, if you are questioning or don't know if it is or what you should be putting down, feel free to reach out to us and we can assist you with that.
Mm-hmm. And then the next is that little application guide. It's 52 pages. It's quite comprehensive. Any question that you probably have, it's in there.
Yep.
It's got you covered.
Feel free to access those. All right. Mr. Shav or Mrs. Kenny, are you guys able to share your presentations?
Yeah.
Do you have it up, Ms. Kenny?
Yeah, I do. Oh, it says this will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue?
Fine.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Sorry for the technical difficulty, guys. We're having some tech issues on our end. It's frustrating.
Okay.
I'll stop sharing and then you can share.
Yeah.
See if that works.
That might help. Okay. Tell me if this is working.
So one of the questions that came up was for the area to put a plan to take the course, should you put that the course currently is in our schedule for next term for people who are hoping to make schedule changes? That's a great question. So for your schedule changes, you want to put the most accurate courses within your list of classes for your senior year. So for seniors, especially if you're going to be making changes, it would be wise for you to get in contact with us as far as a counseling staff right now to see if some of those changes can be made so you can secure those. But you need to put what you are actually planning on taking and more realistically, what is in your schedule. Don't bank on getting into a class that's potentially full in the spring, because if you do make any changes to your coursework, you are going to have to go and report that individually to every school in which you applied to. So make sure that what you're reporting to the colleges right now is accurate and most up to date. And if you're wanting to make a schedule change prior to that, reach out privately to your counselors so that way we can get those changed for you if at all possible.
Okay, hold up, guys. I thought I was doing it right, but I think I'm sharing your screen somehow.
No, it was right. I think you just need to push present. Mr. Shav, are you able to do it? Do you know how to pull it up?
Tell me if it's showing up. Because right now all I see on mine is Aries, your session has expired.
Just push present. Perfect.
Okay. So I just see it differently. So that's why. Sorry about that. Okay. So we just ended with the do's and don'ts. So we're going to go
we're
into
on the four quadrants.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the load.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. It should be showing soon. Coming your way. Short commercial break. There we go.
All right. So the Cal State Apply portal, just a few things that we want to front load you with on what you need. Unofficial transcripts are going to be really important for you to just kind of list all of your classes and all your grades. I think I don't know if we've covered it yet, but do not try to fill these in by memory. They have to be your exact grades of what you are getting, and your grades from freshman year all the way on to senior year. So a tip that I've been giving students is in terms of the unofficial transcript, Aries does not have an unofficial transcript view like the counselors have. It's actually a lot clunkier. So if you want to help yourself, what you can do is you can send a request to Parchment. You guys all should have had an email from Parchment to register for your accounts. Parchment is how you request your transcripts. And so if you go into Parchment and you request a transcript be sent to yourself, you will get the view that the counselors get. We can also send it out to you, but it's easier if you just create your Parchment account, learn how to request a transcript for yourself, and then let us know if you're having any issues. So that is number one. Number two, your social security number if you have one. And it's just important to know that colleges will ask you for your social security number. If you don't have one, if you're not a citizen, there are ways around this. Come and see us. Let us know if we can help answer any questions in regards to that. But do not apply because you don't have a social security number. Just let us know. We can help you with the process. Number three, a credit card or PayPal account. These applications are pricey. They are $70 per application right now. Some students will qualify for fee waivers, so be mindful that the Cal State system has their own application for fee waivers through their portal. So they will let you know if you qualify or not. But have your credit cards handy. Another one is your annual income. They want to know your parents' annual income because that's the way they will let you know if you qualify for fee waivers. So have that information handy. And then lastly, EOP. EOP is part of the application. It is a program that helps students and supports them through college. So if you're a first generation student and you don't know what to expect in college, EOP is a great program that can connect you with some organizations on campus, or connect you with some support programs on campus. And so if this is something that you are interested in, there is a application that you have to go through, and you have to ask for teachers to fill out recommendation links that they will send our way. But just keep us posted and let us know if you guys have any questions about that.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, this next one is the CCGI community. So the CCGI system works with our Aries system. Okay, so the California colleges that you all were able to log into as a freshman, you should have your login. If you don't remember your login, it's easy. Sign in with Google and make sure that you're signed in under yourself as a VUSD student, and it'll automatically log you in. Okay, so we have already, as a district, paid for this, so you do have access to it as long as you use your Vista Unified credentials for it or logins. But with this, once you go into, this gives you kind of a little video on how to do it, but basically you go into the portal, okay, you go into the CCGI, and then there's one that says connect to your Cal State Apply. Okay, so it'll say connect to the Cal State Apply. Once you click on that Cal State Apply, then it'll ask you for your CSU login information. Once you log into there, it will drop all of your grades that you have into your application. Okay. So again, you start the process by logging into CCGI. There's a button that says like upload your transcripts to the CSU application. Once you click on that and sign in, it'll import all of your grades that you've had so far at Mission Vista High School. Okay. So if you weren't here the years before, like your freshman or sophomore year, then you're probably going to have to hand enter those in. But if you've been with us since your freshman year, all of that will be put in. It is a lifesaver. Okay. It's so quick. It's like 2 minutes to do versus like 45 minutes to hand enter all of them. It's also good to use this feature because, for instance, if you were to put in English 12 into your senior year, which a lot of times students say like, I didn't see English 12 ERW, so I just put in English 12. The English 12 does not meet the A through G requirements. So it will automatically say you're not meeting your A through G requirements in order to apply to the school. Okay, so with using this feature, it'll exactly state what the class is in the CSU portal. Okay, so recommend you use that, but also just like anything else, review it afterward. Okay, make sure that it did put it next to your transcripts, make sure that it entered in properly, especially for those that are right now kind of your spring term of your 11th grade year. We don't know what that credit, no credit looks like in your CCGI or in the portal, or in the CSU application as well. So if it looks wonky or anything, just let us know so that way we can kind of best tell you what you need to do to make it different. But yeah, that's that part. Anything you want to add to that?
There's a question on the chat about somebody already filled in all their classes manually but haven't submitted their application. Should they do it again through CCGI?
Wouldn't hurt.
Just make sure it's correct. No, just make sure it's
Oh,
correct.
that's
You don't
true.
have to go back through and recreate the wheel. If you already input your classes and you're qualifying for your A through Gs, you're happy with what you're putting forward, no need to recreate the wheel. Just push forward and submit your classes. If you haven't already input your classes, then you can go into CCGI and connect that. So I wouldn't recreate the wheel. If it's good to go and you're happy with it, you are happy to submit and you're good to go for it.
Yeah, just make sure you look that it's written right, or the course that is that you took here is the same as what it needs to be for the CSU. Yeah. Okay. Submissions review. Just make sure you're, submitting or looking and reviewing all of your application parts before you actually submit. Do you want to speak more on this?
Yeah, so this is just a portion of the application that's gonna double check that you crossed your T's and dotted your I's. There are some times where you will come back and it will say something's not met. I'm sure everything's fine. We just have to go through and find out where the error is. So, for example, some students it'll come back that they didn't meet their A through G requirements, but that's because they took a Spanish class at Miracosta, or they forgot to put in a grade for a second semester of a class. So there's just little things that the CSU is trying to help with to make things easier. So when you come up to the submission review, don't worry about kind of
Glitches.
any glitches on the back end. We'll go through it. You can contact us and we can go through it with you to make sure that you have everything you need in terms of going forward to apply to CSUs. And then the Wave Pack, we have so Cal State San Marcos and Vista Unified have a partnership through something called the Wave Pack. Students in our district have the opportunity to have a guaranteed admission to Cal State San Marcos as long as they meet the following 5 criteria. Number 1 is apply to Cal State San Marcos. We know that this sounds really simple and straightforward, but you would be surprised how many students neglect to apply and think like, oh, San Marcos is just going to accept me. No, you have to submit the application. That's rule number 1. So submit your application to San Marcos. That starts the process. Number 2, you have to attend a high school for 4 years in the area. So most of you guys have done that if you're here today. Number 3, complete your A through G courses. So go through your transcript and make sure that you are checking your 4-year or your A through G completion. And if you have any questions, there's a couple tools you can use. Your mapping your future planner, or you can utilize one of us and we can go over your transcript with you. Number 4 is graduate with an overall 3.0 GPA. Number 5 is complete the FAFSA or the DREAM Act, depending on what your status is. So as long as you can complete these 5 requirements, you should have guaranteed admission to Cal State San Marcos. So I urge you to take a look and apply. Miss Kenny, your mic's off.
Thank you. Yes, for sure. This should be one
Sorry,
of your
I'm here.
safety schools. So,
Sorry,
oh no, you're good.
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, we're almost there. Sorry. So the next is the Educational Opportunity Program, the EOP. So the EOP is for anybody that, you know, maybe you receive free and reduced lunch, or you're considered McKinney-Vento, or you're the first in your family to go to college. So with this, each of the applications, so this is one that it's different per school within the consortium of the 23 CSUs. So you have to apply to each of the EOP programs. But what it does is it offers support. It's almost like Avid, but at the college level. Okay. So they will help you with financial stuff. They will have some tutoring options, some counseling, all of that kind of stuff. So it's like that extra support system for you as you're going into the college. Okay. So the deadline for that, again, it's a separate application, but in the same portal. Okay. So it's in the CSU portal, but there is an EOP application. And once you apply to that, then it'll ask you to have 2 recommenders. Okay. So it'll tell you 2 people that could kind of speak to how you are as a individual and your academic history, and then somebody that could speak to you as like how well they think that you will do in college. Okay. So we highly recommend, if you're planning to maybe become a math major or something that's in that kind of math heavy field, ask one of your math teachers to see if they'll speak on your behalf. Okay. When it comes to the second one, it could be one of us as your counselors, or maybe if you're in some kind of club or something that you have somebody that's seen you in action and how hard you work, ask them if they would be that person. The second one doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's in our school system. Okay. It could be anybody within your life. Okay. Can't be a parent though. They're a little too, they're a little too biased. Okay. But anyways, so apply to those. Most of them are due by December 4th, but once you click on this link here that says EOP admissions by term, that will let you know what date it is due by. Some are December 4th, others are January 15th, just depending on the CSU, you know, whether it's CSU San Marcos or CSU SLO. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Did I hear a question?
No.
Okay. All right. So SAT and ACT, go ahead, Mr. Shav.
So SAT and ACT, you know, right now we keep telling students to not worry about it. And I would
Sure.
urge you to continue to not worry about it. The SAT and ACTs have been canceling left and right. And so colleges and universities all know about this and are working with students to let them know to not stress out about this. The colleges and universities will use other methods to be able to evaluate you. It is going to be difficult. I mean, a system like Cal State University is driven by grades and test scores.
Mhm.
And so, you know, they will find other formats to be able to evaluate you. You know, just stay up to date with information. I know on our Twitter account, we've been posting links where students can go on there and see updates of college admissions portals and universities that are updating their test scores, you know, kind of eligibility and requirements. So just stay up to date with upcoming information that keeps coming out on the daily. It seems like things are changing day to day, week to week. So stay in touch with what we're sharing, and we will try to get you guys the most up-to-date information that comes out. So I have a few questions in the chat. What if you have lower than a 3.0 GPA. I have a 2.0, but I took 9 AP exams and I got 5s in all of them. Would they still accept me? It depends. You know, there's no yes or no answer to that. But if you are getting a 2.0, you know, that's a C average. And colleges tend to not want to see C's in AP classes. So you may want to reconsider taking a lighter load so that your GPA comes up, and maybe not having such a rigorous course load. So just you kind of need to see what you're hoping for, what you're hoping to put forth, and show these universities the types of student that you are. Are you making good decisions? Are you making good plans and good pathways? Those all play a role in college admissions. Question from Sage: how do you get a fee waiver? I have free and reduced lunch. How is this SAT essay? How is the SAT essay used? Okay, so there's a couple questions there. So fee waivers depend on each portal. If you are free and reduced lunch and you've taken an SAT for free, what'll happen is your SAT, you get free SATs, but that also opens the door for free college applications. CSU has their own portal where they get to determine if they give you a fee waiver. There's no other way around it. You have to go through the CSU portal. So understand that it is going to open some doors for free college applications and free tests. But you know, in terms of the SAT essay, they score it. I'm not sure what their scoring rubric is in terms of the essay, but that's just part of the SAT when you take it with writing. Can you get a guaranteed admission for Cal State San Marcos if you go to junior college first? I believe, unfortunately, you cannot. Once you enter at the community college, you will need to transfer in with 60 credits or more. So once you get to your community college, you're able to talk to your counselors, and they can see how they can assist you in getting to Cal State San Marcos. Okay, we're gonna turn it over for Cal State San Marcos to give us some information on the university.
Hi, good afternoon. Sorry, I'm working on an iPad. My laptop stopped working. Hello, my name is Kang Weish. I am the Assistant Director for Proficiency Services. Today I'm going to talk to you about your English and math placement at the CSU. So a lot of this information is system-wide, and some of it is specific to Cal State San Marcos in regards to the courses that we offer on our campus. So multiple measures is used for placement in English and math across the CSU. We've used your high school GPA, we use your high school math GPA, we use your high school coursework, and college coursework. Unfortunately, this year, due to COVID, you did not take the SATs, ACT, CAPS, or anything. The only thing that we do have that we can use is your AP exam. So if you took the AP exam in your junior year and scored 3, 4, or 5, make sure you send it to the CSUs, because a lot of students forget, especially in math and English, those will help you graduate faster. And today we're just talking about math and English placement. But if you took like A-Push or anything like that, that will also clear some of your graduation requirements. So multiple measures, we look at you holistically. Unfortunately, this year, we only have your high school GPA and the high school math GPA to work with, and we'll go over the requirements. So academic preparation and placement, once again, your SATs and ACT scores will only be used for placement if you choose to take the exams. That's if College Board and ACT offers you the opportunity to take it. But right now I heard College Board is not having students take the exams. The SATs and ACTs will not be used for admissions, but say, you know, come April of 2021 and SATs are being given again and you want to take them for placement, feel free to do that. You should have been admitted by then, so it will not be used for admissions, just for placement. Also, Early Start is our summer program. We canceled it for summer 2020. We don't know if it will be around for 2021 due to COVID. Okay, so placement for written, for English written communication. This is for all majors. We want students to be placed in the teal. The teal means that you are good to go. You do not need any supported classes. So for teal, you need a weighted overall GPA of 3.3, a GPA of 3.0 or above, and a C- in ERWC or your AP English course. If last year you took AP Lang or AP Lit and scored 3, 4, or 5, then you fulfilled your A2 graduation requirement. If you don't qualify for anything in the teal, then you would go into the purple or yellow categories. And that means that you need support in written communication. So your calculation, GPA calculation, uses A through G courses from grades 10 and 11 as self-reported. So it's whatever you report on your Cal State Apply application. And then this will be verified when we get your final transcript. So just be honest. Okay, so English category 1 is those students that have fulfilled. You've completed a general education A2 requirement. Category 2, you've met the standards. You're ready to enroll in GEW 101B. This is our freshman writing composition course. You could take this course in the fall or the spring. And this is the students who don't qualify. These are the students in categories 3 and 4. You will be placed in GEW 101 in A and GEW 100 in the fall, and then in the spring you can take GEW 101B. So instead of taking this course for 16 weeks, they've stretched it out to 32 weeks. Now, some CSU campuses will make you do a written diagnostic exam. They might test all the students to see if they need any extra support. So even if you don't come to Cal State San Marcos and say you got into San Jose or another CSU campus, they may make you take a writing assessment to see where you should place, either in non-supported courses or in supported courses. This is just for Cal State San Marcos. Now we have the placement, GPA placement for non-STEM majors. This is non-STEM majors at Cal State San Marcos. We're looking at your math classes from 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. And then when we get your final transcript, we're gonna also look at that. You can't have all A's and B's and then your senior year, senioritis hits, and then we get D's and F's for math. That's gonna greatly impact your GPA and your class placement. So since we don't have the official test scores, we're looking at a weighted GPA of 3 or 3.0 or above, and you've completed a 12th grade year math course. So an approved 12th grade year math course is anything higher than integrated math 3. So that includes statistics, that includes pre-calculus, calculus, math analysis, AP Calc, AP Stats, anything of that nature. We're also looking at weighted 3.0 and 5 or more years of math or quantitative reasoning, or your overall GPA is 3.7, or your weighted GPA is 3.5 and 4 or more years of math or quantitative reason. And on the next slide, we'll show you all the majors at Cal State San Marcos that is non-algebra intensive. When we talk about non-algebra intensive, these are majors that don't require calculus. In the middle of the majors, you'll notice nursing. Nursing is stats based, so the students will not need to take calculus. Also about nursing, it is a very, very, very impacted major. Last year, we admitted about 25 local students out of thousands of applications. So if you do not get in as a freshman at a nursing student, I'm here to be the bearer of bad news, is you will never be a nursing major at Cal State San Marcos. If you don't get in as a freshman, there's no way for you to do XYZ to get accepted into the nursing program in the upper division. We only take students as a cohort. It's state for state purpose, state licensing, I believe. We only can take X amount of students as freshmen, but that doesn't mean that you cannot be a nurse. Don't get discouraged. We have students that finish their studies, say maybe I have one in human development. She completed her 4-year degree and now she's a nurse because she did it she took her accelerated nursing program. I never took Algebra 2. So Algebra 2 is the equivalent of integrated math 3. So your school Mission Vista does integrated 1, 2, and 3. So Algebra 2 is the equivalent of integrated 3. So you'll see the students in categories 1, that means they fulfill their graduation requirement. So say you're a history major and you completed category 1, you're in category 1. That means that maybe you don't have any more math class to take for your entire 4 or 5 years at Cal State San Marcos. You're good to go. Category 2 students, you have the option of picking whatever math course you want to take of your interest for your major. You know, some people like algebra, so they'll take college algebra. Some students like word, they like theory, so they'll take math theory instead. For our students in categories 3 and 4, you don't have any option but to take Math 101 and Math 1. This is our supported math courses. This quantitative reasoning, this is math you see in every day of your life. So things like helping you calculate, you know, your, your mortgage, your student loans, things like that. So this is the math for all these majors that don't require calculus. And then we'll talk about these majors now that require calculus. So as you can see, the high school GPA is a little bit different. We want your 3.0 math GPA and completed a 12th year math course that's higher level. We want your weighted 3.5 GPA or 5 or more years. And then I can't see the bottom here. And or your overall GPA of 3.7 or above. Okay. We will look at your algebra in middle school and geometry if you took it. So these are all the majors that are included. Some of you might be surprised to see business administration. Business administration, you will apply as a you'll get in as a pre-business, and then you have to do all these classes, and then you can apply into the business school. They require Math 132, which is calculus. You'll also see kinesiology. There's the other general kinesiology that doesn't require calculus. This one, movement science, does require more math. So category 1, you're good to go. I think in this presentation, the presentation before, a student completed past AP Calc with a score of 5. That's cool. If you're a non-algebra intensive major, you might have completed your math requirement. For this, you might complete Calc 1, but you still need to do Calc 2. So there's a difference between fulfilling your graduation requirement and the major requirement. Category 2 students, you can enroll the math for your major. Now, this is where it gets tricky and a little bit confusing for students who are STEM plus majors. If you're in category 4, you start off with Math 101 and Math 1 in the fall, and then you go into Math 105 and 5 in the spring. And then you can get into pre-calculus or whatever the next math class is for your major. And then that's when you can start taking the classes for your major. If you fall into categories 3s and 4s, I don't want you to feel like you're not smart enough to college. And I hope this does not discourage you from pursuing your education. These categories is just, it's the right placement where you would be most successful in. We don't want students to take courses that they will not be successful in. You do get grade forgiveness at the CSU, but you only get X amount of units. You don't want to use it for a freshman class for grade forgiveness. From my personal experience, I would save it for an upper division class, especially for our students who are in computer science or engineering. You might want to save it for the higher level ones. Okay, course placement exams. This will happen across the CSU. So don't be surprised if you get into San Jose or Cal Poly Pomona and they ask you to take a calculus readiness test or a math placement exam for your major. It's online. You know, if you can't afford, I think it's $20 for the software and I think $10 for the proctor. Make sure you ask for a fee waiver. If you're planning on coming to Cal State San Marcos and you can't afford it, let me know. I can work in getting you a fee waiver. So this is across the state and it depends on your major at that university, but they may make you take the calculus test so that you can skip pre-calculus and go straight into calculus and therefore saving time and money. Modern language studies is an exam at Cal State San Marcos. It is only required for some majors. This is if you want to get into a higher level language. So don't worry if it doesn't apply to you. Not everyone may need it. Chemistry placement exam, it's pending for some STEM majors due to COVID. We usually take test students in person. This year, for this summer, we couldn't because of COVID. So look out for something in the summer of 2021. I don't know if we will be, I don't know when I'll be physically back on campus. I know our campus is closed for the spring semester. So we don't know when we'll be back. But this is an exam that you all should take if it's required, because that means you can skip the intro chemistry and go into something a little bit higher. So I heard your counselors talk about your emails. The best way we communicate with students is through your emails. So make sure it's an email that you check frequently. If you are sitting down with your parents applying for college, if you put your parents' email address, guess who I am emailing? I am emailing your mom or your dad to let them know that you need XYZ. If you want them out of your business, please put your own personal email accounts. Also, when you get to the CSU or a lot of all the universities, you can't ask your mom to ask questions, or your dad or your older brother or sister. It has to be you. We have to talk to you first and verify it's you. So that's just some important info for you in case you're navigating the system. This is all the information that you need, so you can take a screenshot. I think this presentation will be emailed to you. We have a program called PASS, and that is like a high school counselor, but on a college campus for you. So we help you holistically if you're having academic issues, if you're having personal social issues. We are here to help you. Anything from students needing, more, they have food insecurity, they are homeless, or, they need money helping pay for their electricity or whatnot. What's great about Cal State San Marcos is we do have a food pantry. Even during COVID, students are still picking up groceries. So we have a lot of support on our campus for students. If you need anything from me, my direct contact, and you can email me directly. Say you've been trying to reach someone in admissions, but you can't. Someone is assigned to Mission Vista to help the students there. I can get you in contact with them. If you need me for anything, this is my direct number. It will ring on my cell phone if you need help. Say you've been trying to get a hold of someone in financial aid or the registrar's office, or if you're having issues registering for classes, we can